As South Africans, a resilient people, and we will not be bullied.
It's been 48 hours since President Ramaphosa set the record straight on South Africa's sovereignty and foreign policy. Now, US President Donald Trump has taken a shot at South Africa. On Friday, Trump signed an executive order stopping aid to South Africa. In a turn of events, the AfriForum and Solidarity held a media briefing stating that while they appreciate Trump's effort to support the Afrikaner community, they reject an offer to migrate to the US.
We see our future in Africa. Our people in Afrikaans, the Afrikaner folk, became a people here on the southern tip of Africa. We did not develop elsewhere. We are not Europeans. You had Germans, Europeans, Dutch coming to the southern tip of Africa as Europeans. But we became a people here. We are indigenous to this people and to this country, and we are going nowhere.
We welcome the concern of imported Americans about our situation, but we believe that the solution must be found in South Africa. We reaffirm today our commitment and our firm commitment to the country and all its people. Although we differ with the ANC about the direction of the country, the many race laws that make us second-class citizens.
Weighing in, some political parties believe Trump's action was long coming due to the country's policy approach.
The Trump White House has clearly issued this executive order. I think some of the decisions have been made on misinformation around the true state of affairs in South Africa. There is no land being expropriated on a mass scale from anybody.
The Freedom Front Plus, therefore, also welcomes the fact that President Donald Trump gives recognition to the Afrikaner. The Afrikaner has always played a role to build South Africa.
But other political parties deem Trump's action as interference.
South Africa is being punished for supporting Palestinian people and condemning Israel for its genocidal campaign. The USA is practicing retribution against South Africa at the behest of apartheid Israel, because South Africa has been at the center of exposing the murderous Israeli regime, which has killed more than 100,000 Palestinian men, women and children.
The latest executive orders by Mr. Donald Trump are wholly ill-advised and misguided, as they substantively lack fact and rather seem to peddle narrow politicking.
I've not seen this aid in the rural places working for South Africans. So where does this aid go to? It goes to NGOs that disguise themselves as compassionate organizations that are supposed to help the disadvantaged and the marginalized, yet they become political parties challenging every decision made by a black government. So let this aid go.
The PAC viewed Donald Trump's action not only as an affront to sovereignty of our nation, but also a blunted example of neocolonialism and interference in internal affairs of our democratic state.
Trump's reactionary stance, fueled by unfounded claims of land confiscation and rights violations, not only undermines the legitimate efforts of the South African government to address historical injustice, but also perpetuates a narrative that serves to protect colonial interests.
Meanwhile, South African government says it's concerned by this, arguing that this order lacks factual accuracy and fails to recognize the country's profound and painful history of colonialism and apartheid.
We are concerned by what seems to be a campaign of misinformation and propaganda aimed at misrepresenting our great nation. It is disappointing to observe that such narratives seem to have reached and found favor amongst decision makers in the United States of America. The latest order issued by the President of the United States, in its foundational premise, lacks factual accuracy and fails to appreciate and recognize South Africa's profound and painful history of colonialism and apartheid.
Nhlanhla Khatlhane, SABC News, Johannesburg.